Hakadosh, Boker Or, Masechet Nedarim Daf Bet Amud Aleph 52a1. We're starting in the Mishnah on the bottom of Nun Aleph Amud Bet 51b. The Mishnah says, "Anoder mina chalav mutar bakum." If somebody's going to make a neder from the milk, he's going to be permitted in the whey. We said it. I think that was the word. But Rabbi Yosef oser. Rabbi Yosef comes and he says it's going to be asur. Mina kum. If he makes a neder from the kum, right, which is going to be from the whey, so mutar b'chalav, he's allowed in the milk. Abba Shaul Omer, Abba Shaul says, "Anoder mina gvina asur ba." If somebody is going to make, right, if somebody is going to come and he's going to make a neder from the gvina, it's going to be asur ben melucha u ben tefela. Whether we're talking about that the gvina is maluach or tafel. Remember, maluach means salty, or tafel, or if it's going to be unsalty, it doesn't matter. Meaning the second that a person comes and makes it from the gvina, doesn't matter which type of gvina, everything is asur. But we did make a differentiation between the mina chalav mutar bakum and Rabbi Yosef prohibited it. Okay? Next. Hanodeh mina basar. If somebody makes a neder from the basar, from meat, mutar barotev, it's going to be permitted in the marak, which means the water which you cooked the basar. So, for example, you know, like when you make chicken soup many times and you take out the chicken. So, therefore, it says over here, you're a mutar in the rotev, in the liquid. Uva kippah. Kippah is the small little tiny pieces of meat which they come at the bottom of the pot. Rabbi Yehuda oser. Rabbi Yehuda says it's asur because since it has ta'am basar, it's called the taste of meat, prohibited. Amar Rabbi Yehuda, says Rabbi Yehuda, Maaseh ve'asar alenu Rabbi Tarfon bevetzim shenipashlu imo. There was a story that he prohibited Rabbi Tarfon, even the beitzim, which were cooked with the basar. Meaning that, for example, you have a chamin, another fina, and in the chamin they put beitzim, so therefore it's going to be prohibited. Okay? Now he says, so therefore also the rotev and the kippah is going to be prohibited for the same reason, just like we mentioned above. So it's just like you prohibited an egg, and an egg for sure is not the basar or the liquid of the meat or the actual pieces of meat, the small pieces of meat, the kippah. So obviously that's going to be prohibited then the rest as well. Amrulo. So they told to Rabbi Yehuda, Kena davar, right? Just like you are testifying, but it's not a proof to there. Why? Ematai, when do we say that the basar is going to be prohibited because of the neder? Bizman shiomar, if he's going to come and he's going to say, basar ze alai, this meat is going to be prohibited to me. Shanoder mina davar, because if you're going to make a neder from the thing, venitarev be'acher, and it gets mixed up with something else, im yesh bo menoten tam, if it's got a taste, it's going to be asur. So, for example, let's say Mordechai right now came and he made a prohibition on avocado. Salmon. Okay, on the salmon. No, but better, easier. Right, avocado. Now what I do is I put the avocado inside of a salad. Now the salad, it had oil, olive oil, and it had spices and everything. So now by being in the salad, now this avocado gets taste from the salad. That's called noten ta'am. And the fact that it gives taste, he's not allowed to have the avocado, the what's it called? Okay, I said the opposite way. Yeah, you said the opposite way. But everyone understood. It gives a taste. So everyone understood. That means if he made the prohibition against the salad, and now he wanted to have the avocado, so he's not allowed to have the avocado because the avocado receives the taste from the salad. How do you call this? From the salad. Okay? Very good. Hanoder min hayayin. Yeah, are you guys listening? Hanoder min hayayin. No, chas v'shalom. I told you from the salad. There's no salad in here. You're allowed to have avocado. Hanoder min hayayin. If you're going to make a neder from wine, mutar betabshil sheyesh bo ta'am yayin. If a person comes and he's going to make a neder from wine, so he's allowed to have a tafshil that has the taste of wine, right? Why? Because the only thing which was prohibited was yayin b'lashon ben adam. That's only wine by itself, meaning not if you put wine inside of a food. A lot of meats they have, whether it's beer, some of them even have Coke, other ones have wine, right? So therefore, it's going to be permitted in Coke even. Certain types of meat that you put Coca-Cola in. Yeah. I think we're going to have to teach you how to cook. We're going to have to teach her to cook. There's a lot of Ashkenazim, even in the children.
Okay.
זה עושה לך, אני אגיד לך, זה עושה לך את זה שחום, את התבשיל, וגם לפעמים זה קריספי כזה, הבירה יותר.
Yeah, no, there are many types. There's a beer, there's wine, there's Coke. Okay? So here it says you're allowed to have what? You're allowed to have the wine, the tafshil. Why? Because when you made the kunam, it was only on wine. It was not on everything. Okay? So he says, kunam yain zeh shani tohem, benafal letafshil, and it's going to fall into a tafshil. Im yesh bo benoten ta'am, hare zeh asur. If it's going to be benoten ta'am, what does it mean benoten ta'am? Means, right, that it's going to give taste. It's going to be asur, because when you said kunam yain zeh shani tohem, it's not yain. When you come and you say anodeh minei yain, it means I'm not going to drink wine. So what does that mean? I'm not going to take a bottle of wine, or I'm not going to take a cup, and I'm not going to drink. But when you say yain zeh on this wine, that includes, even if you're going to put it, add it as one of the ingredients to a food, and therefore it's going to be prohibited. Nun bet amud bet 52b. Okay, this is the Gemara. Okay, so nun bet amud bet. Minhu, we have a contradiction, right? What's the contradiction? We're going to ask a stira from a Mishnah on nun gimel amud bet, which is going to be one page, right, forward. Okay, min ha'adashim, right? When a person came and he prohibited himself lentils, adashim, asur bashishim, so he's not allowed to have lentils which are going to be fried in honey. I don't know how they call it there. Honey fried lentils. Rabbi Yosef matir, and Rabbi Yosef says that's going to be mutar. What does that mean? Right, that he comes and he says if they're going to come and they're going to fry it in honey, right? Rabbi Yosef says that they're not anymore adashim, right? It's something else now. Okay, so therefore, if right now you're going to tell me that these are regular adashim, you just went now and you fried them in honey, and now it's going to be right asur, but Rabbi Yosef says it's going to be mutar. So why is it now that Rabbi Yosef says that chalav and the kum is the same thing? Just like if you took the entity, which is the same lentils. And now what you did was that you changed the properties because you fried it in honey. It's going to be permitted. What's going on? What's the difference?
It seems that
So the Gemara says, La kashya. It's not a question. Why? Kiatre, right? More kiatre or more kiatre. What does that mean? Each one according to where they live. What does that mean? Be'atrad Rabbanan, in the place of the Chachamim, which was the Tanakam of the Mishnah, Karu lechalava halaba ulkuma kuma. They called halav halav, yeah, and kuma kuma. Okay, you understand what that means? So he definitely says that each place they have a name what to call it, which means in the place of the Tanakama they call halav halav, right? And they call, right, that's halab halab, yeah, and they call kuma kuma. So that means that's what they call it. Each one has its specific name. And therefore, when you come and you make a neder, right, for, right, let's say, for example, kum, it doesn't imply the milk. If you make it on the milk, it doesn't imply the whey. Because each one has a different name. So if I come and I say, it's going to be on this, it's not on that, it makes sense. But, in the city of Rabbi Yosef, lekuma nami kare lekuma de chalava. The kuma is not just called whey. It's called whey of milk. You understand? Meaning like the kuma of chalav. So therefore, when you're coming and you're actually mentioning the chalav, it includes the kum as well. Because since it's called kuma de chalav, when you make the neder of the chalav, it includes, right, the kum as well.
How do you call kum in English?
Whey. Whey.
Protein.
Okay, it's the milk protein. Okay?
רגע, אבל זה עכשיו יהיה בלגן.
There's the Gemara. Tanya, we learned to the right hand. Mina chalav mutar bakum. Mina kum mutar b'chalav. So, just like right now, we went and we said that it's going to be in the place of Rabbi Yosef, it was called a different name. So, since it's called a different name, you have to have that in mind, and that's why Rabbi Yosef prohibits it. Now, says the Braita, so if you're going to make a neder from the chalav, from the milk, you're allowed to have the whey. The whey, you're allowed to have the chalav. Mina chalav mutar b'kmana. If you made it on milk, you're allowed to have cheese. If you made it on cheese, you're allowed to have milk. Mina rotev, from the rotev, you're allowed to have the kippah. Remember, the rotev is just like the like the soup. That's the rotev, the sauce. But the kippah is, okay, maybe that's a little bit more the sauce. The sauce is more that it has small pieces of meat, okay? So if you made a neder from the rotev, you're allowed to have the kippah. From the kippah, you're allowed to have the rotev. Imamar, but if you said basar ze alai, so then you're not allowed to have nor the rotev, nor the kippah, because it has a taste of basar. 2 dots. Yeah? It says over here like this, hanoder mean hayayin. If somebody comes and he says, this is actually, there's no 2 dots here, but this is what we learned in the Mishnah. Okay? He comes and he says like this, hanoder min hayayin mutar betavshil sheyesh bo tam yayin, amar kulam yayin ze, ya she'eni to'em, ונפל לתוך התבשיל, אם יש בו טעם יין הרי זה אסור. So if a person comes and makes a neder from the wine, so you're allowed to have a tavshil that has wine. But if he says, כונן יין זה שאני תואם, ונפל לתוך התבשיל and went into the תבשיל, אם יש בו טעם יין, if it comes into the taste of, if it comes, אם יש בו טעם יין, if it right now has, right, טעם יין, הרי זה אסור. It's going to be אסור. Why? Because once you said יין זה, it's going to be prohibited.
שואל שאלה.
Says hanoder min ha'anavim. Somebody that's going to make a neder from grapes. Right? Mishnah, Numbet Amubet, 52b. Somebody makes a neder from grapes. Mutar biyain. Right? It's going to be permitted from wine. Min ha'zeitim. From olives. Mutar beshemen. You're allowed to have shemen zait, which is the olive oil. Okay? Amar kuram zeitim vanavim elu. But if he says, the zeitim vanavim elu, these ones, so you're not allowed to have whether it's going to be the oil or the wine which is coming out, Yotzei Mehen, which is coming out from them. Says the Gemara, ask Rabbi Merachama, elu davka? Do we say the lashon of elu ze davka, or she'eni to'em davka? Do I say that the word elu, right, when it says kunam zeitim anavim elu, these ones, is it davka or lav davka? Because maybe if it's other grapes or other olives. So Isa Gadaita, if you're going to tell me Elu is dafka she'eni toem lamali, so why do I need them to say that I'm not going to eat it? The word she'eni toem, why do I need that? Even without that, it's a problem. Hakamash Malan comes to teach you that even though you said she'eni toem, that I'm not going to be toem, right? He says idamar elu. If you said these ones, it becomes prohibited. But if you do not say these ones, it's not going to be prohibited. Amar Rava says Rava. Tashema, we're going to bring a proof. Kunam perot elu alai, o kunam en lefi. Asur bechilufehen uvgidulehen, right? Which means that this. If a person comes and he says, these fruits are prohibited to me, or kunam en lefi, they're kunam to my mouth. So you're not allowed to have whether it's the substitute or gidulehen. What is gidulehen? What grows from them. So if I took that and I planted it somewhere else, it's going to be prohibited. Mutar. But anything which is going to be bayotze mehen is going to be permitted.
Like the juice.
So, right? Yeah. Anything that comes out of them. Okay? So he comes and he says, even though, right, that you did say the word elu, you see that the isur is talui, is nothing to do with the word elu, even without elu. Wadin says they're going to know. Really, behemet, even whatever that comes out is going to be a sur. Right? Because since you said the word elu, it's going to be a sur. The adifa lelashvin, but he wanted to come and teach you even something, even a bigger chidush. What's the bigger chidush? That the chilufehen ki gidulehen dami. That even the substitute is considered like the gidul. What is a gidul? I took this olive and I planted it somewhere else, and then something else sprouted forth from it. So that's called gidulehen. It grew from the original source. It was like a copy paste. The chilufehen is a substitute. You understand? So it's a replacement. It's not a copy paste. It's not the original coming and now growing. Right? It's something else. Okay? Tashema. So we're going to try to bring the proof. She'eni ochel. If a person comes and he says that I'm not going to eat dosheno te'em, that I'm not going to taste, but it says here something that comes out of it is going to be asur. So says the Gemara, from the fact that we didn't say in the Reisha yotze mehen lo nasi dam yosef, we didn't say the words yotze mehen in the Seif as well. So basically, the entire fact that he said she'eni to'em is not causing the isur. It's rather the words elu which is causing the isur. Tashema, we're going to bring another proof. Amar Rabbi Yehuda, says Rabbi Yehuda, Maaseh ve'asar b'tarfon lai besim shin bashlu imo. Right, there was a story that Rabbi Tarfon prohibited unto me. We have to understand these words. What do you mean? Amud Aleph Yara 5. What does it mean? Alai. Unto me. So here it says the bread, even though the bina is made from chalav and they're equal in taste, it's still considered a different type of a food.
Are they equal on
What?
taste? They don't taste the same.
No, sorry. Amud Aleph Yara 5. Amud Aleph Yara 5. בספרי המשניות, ואסר עליי, רבי יהודה היה נודר, okay? ואסר עליו, on somebody else. Okay, fine. Okay, ואסר עליי means he prohibited on to me. Fine. So one more time. Tashema, we're going to try to bring a proof. I'm going to be the review that says, Maaseh ve'asar bitafon alai. There was a story that a bitafon came and he prohibited on to me. Beitzim shtim pashru imo. Beitzim which were cooked with it. Amrulo, and they told him, Mizman shamar basar ze alai. When he comes and he says the words basar ze alai, shanodem min hadavar v'davar v'acher. When you come and you make a neder on something, and then that comes and gets mixed up with something else, yesh bo benoten tam, and it has the taste of it. Harez asur, it's asur. So, for example, one more time, I came and I prohibited on myself on the avocado. It came and got mixed up on the salad. And now it has the same taste, whether it's the avocado gives the taste of the salad or the vice versa, whichever one that you made the neder on, it's going to be prohibited. Be'elu, says the Gemara, with elu, lokum bailan dafka. When you say the words elu, for sure it's dafka. Ikami bailan, so when is the dafka meaning that specifically these ones? So when is the question? Be'eni to'em. When I say I'm not going to have it, is that dafka or lav davka? That's what the Gemara is asking. Okay? So Tashema, so we're going to come and we're going to bring a proof. Dag dagim sheni toim. You remember when this person said dag dagim? Asur ben, where we said it, when a person said dag dagim, it's whether gdolim or ktanim, or chayim or vushalim, right? So that means it doesn't matter whether they're big, small, raw, cooked, doesn't matter. Umutar betari trufa, but you're allowed to have a dag gadol, which was cut like, minced, right? Minced fish, right? Sliced, right? Or tzid. Tzid is the shuman, which is mixed up with it. So you see from here, the shuman is the tzid is coming out from the fish. And still, that means even though you said she'eni toim, then I'm not going to eat it, you're allowed to have it. So Amarava Rava says, ukvar yatsa mehen, the heter of the Mishnah is mityaches, so the tzid that already came out. So since it came out, that's why it's going to be permitted. But really, maybe be'emet, if it didn't come out, it's going to be prohibited. And with this, we finish. So we have to do tomorrow morning the Mishnah Nun Gimel Amud Aleph.